Hey everyone, today we are going to walk through the installing and using Intelligent Pipeline Generator, which is a tool for converting Python implementations of a ML model into equivalent GStreamer pipeline by using some framework like NNStreamer. So let's get started. Once you're approved to use the application, this documentation section will be visible on the portal. So let it load. There are some prerequisites before using the application. Like you must have GStreamer and NNStreamer installed on your system along with some other dependencies before using the application. You can find these commands to install the dependencies in the installation and usage section of the documentation. And Ubuntu 22.04 is the best Linux distribution and would be the easiest to get started. However, you can get started with any Linux distribution that supports GStreamer and NNStreamer. So to install these dependencies, you can just open up the terminal and copy and paste these commands, enter the password, and that's it. Done. Similarly, you can go ahead for other dependencies as well. Okay, so now we're done with this. Just make sure that GStreamer and NNStreamer are also installed properly and running up on your system. Okay, now once the system is ready, you can download the deb file for the application. To install this deb package, you can just right click on it and use GDEBI or the normal software installer to just install this application. It'll take some time. You need to enter the password to install the application and yeah, it's done. So just close this window. Okay. We have set up a number of example repos that you can use to test the application. For the link of the benchmark repos, you can find in the documentation itself. So the first thing we have to do is to either clone this or download the zip file of this repo. So let us clone this repo onto our system. Okay, it's done. Now you can just open this folder, and the one that we'll be testing is the YOLO v5 ONNX object detection. So this folder needs a model file. To download the model file, you can go back to the README of this repo and download the required model file, that is yolov5.onnx. Okay, so this model file needs to be placed in the correct folder. And yeah, it's done. So now you can see the model file is in the folder. Now I'll show you if it works or not. Just open the terminal in this folder and run python 3, run inference.py, and yes, it works. So object detection using this model is working. Now we are going to do the same thing using the application. So first, launch the application, enter the email ID and password that you'll receive through the email. and log in. Now we'll create a new project. So you can just give it any name. Let's go ahead with ULV5. And the first thing we need to do here is to upload the model file. So go back to the same folder and select ulv5su.onnx and click on submit model to upload this. Now this will send this model file back to the servers, so it may take some time depending on the size of the model and the internet speed. Once it's done, you can also submit some additional files that comes with the model, that is the labels file or points file, something like that. So the next step is to submit the trace data button. Now initially it's inactive. You need to open the terminal. You need to navigate to the exact same folder where your Python project exists, and you need to run the same command from this terminal, that is python 3 run inference.py, and yes, it works. Okay, so now the submit trace data button has become active. So click on submit trace data and it will upload the data. Now you can click on generate architecture. This architecture contains all the details of what the project is about and what the model file details are. So let's see once it's generated. It's generated. So this is the architecture document, which has the correct model name, the input shapes, and what the complete Python project is about. Yeah, so once it's done, you can go and check for custom plugin. It's not required. Now click on generate pipeline to generate the GStreamer pipeline. This is supposed to be the equivalent GStreamer pipeline for doing the same task as the Python project is doing. So now let's check if it runs or not. Click on execute the pipeline. Yes, it works. Okay, this is it. Thanks for watching and goodbye.